Back live tonight on In Focus. The South African National Taxi Council says it will be business as usual on Monday during the EFF national shutdown. The council says it cannot afford to suspend operations even for a single day as the COVID-19 effects and the July 2021 riots are still being felt. Santaco also warns that those who will be protesting not to disrupt its operations because they wouldn't take kindly to that. For more on this, we're now joined by Santaco President Abner Tsebe. Good to have you, sir, and thank you very much for your time. What was the meeting posture or mood, for lack of a better word, between yourself and the economic freedom fighters? Was it a cordial meeting, and why were their views on why this march is justified not well received by Santaco?
Good evening, Tabo, and good evening to the viewers at home. Thanks for giving us this opportunity to come and present our intentions on the 20th of March. The Santaco leadership and the EFF leadership met on yesterday, the 15th, in Pretoria in our offices to talk about the EFF's planned national shutdown on the 20th. And the outcomes of that meeting was that our position as the taxi industry, we will be operating as normal and on the day of the national shutdown, and we will operate accordingly. We have informed all provinces of these decisions to take down the message to our regions and associations, but also notwithstanding its decision not to participate in the national shutdown, Santaco also respect the reasons of the EFF to embark on the national shutdown protest. We want to emphasize that the meeting was cordial and the views of both parties were respectfully welcomed. We even replied to the letter that was written to us explaining their stance as a matter of policy, which the EFF respected. The EFF courtesy to meet and brief Santaco was also welcomed by ourselves. Yeah. And against this, we therefore confidently believe that come the 20th, we will all work together to afford each other space in pursuit of our diverse interests and intended objectives of the day.
Yeah. So what is your stated position? What is your interest? Do you support a national shutdown and the reasons given as to why we need to shut down, the urgency of the energy crisis, how it affects yourself as taxi operators? I believe, for example, the long traffic jams that you have to endure, unable to, maybe you would have done 2 loads, you end up doing just 1 load because it just takes so long for you to be able to return, the price of fuel going up. The unaffordability, for example, of repayments on your vehicles. All these issues are issues that have got to do with what this national shutdown probably is about. You don't agree with those positions?
Look, economically we are affected, and we, from the policy point of view as a structure, remember that Santaco is not a political structure, it's business structure. And our structures, provincially, regionally, and association, up to a member on the ground, we are affected since the COVID-19 pandemic. Up until now, we've not recovered. We've got our own challenges that we are facing with government. We are still engaging. We're not yet on the street, and we hope that all matters that we raised, we are trying to confront all departments in terms of what challenges we have. But in any way, we are saying we are not going to debate political issues. We cannot partner with any political agenda, or as a business, we want to make sure that our members, remember Santaco, big as it is, we've got different political affiliates in our structures. Hence our position to say, as business, and the challenges that we are facing, we are unable to even commit on any of the political agenda. Remember, the first agenda was the one for COSATU, and we stated very categorically that we can't support any political agendas as business. Yeah. So that's why we take a stand that we will be operating as normal on the 20th. And we agreed with the EFF, respectfully so, yes.
So the bus operators doing their own investigations are informed by their intelligence that there will be threats of intimidation and maybe even sabotage. Therefore, they cannot guarantee the safety of their drivers, the safety of their passengers. What is your intelligence telling you? What are your investigations telling you? To what degree can you guarantee the safety of commuters?
Safety of commuters, I will guarantee that our talks with the EFF were fruitful, one, and two is that any unlawful act, law enforcement must kick it. They even mentioned it to us, there will be no unlawful activities because there's laws in South Africa that will protect the community or the passengers that will be ferried on the 20th. So we engaged and we agreed that this activity will be a peaceful one between ourselves and the EFF members.
So they gave you their word, so to speak, that no taxis will be vandalized, no taxis will be blocked, no passengers will be blocked from embarking on taxis.
Correct.
And on your side, how are you going to guarantee that this is so?
Look, there's a communication and there's guarantees that between us and the EFF leadership will keep on communicating until the 20th of March, where the shutdown will take place. But I think the decisions that we came to, it's respectful for both parties. There's no one who undermines another one. We are not giving, it's not like they were saying they are asking for support for us to support them. It was a mutual understanding that let us then define how are we going to operate, and we agreed that from our side, operations will be normal. So
what I'm hearing from you is that as Santaco, from now on, you've taken a decision that decisions, for example, of participating in shutdowns of any nature will not be led by the political considerations on your part. You are business, and therefore, whether it's COSATU, whether it's EFF, whether it's any party, the ANC tomorrow, you will not be participating in any of those kind of campaigns unless they are directly related to you as a business.
So right, correct, yes.
And how do you plan to engage then with the authorities, with government in particular, as we are hearing now of a high rate of repossession of vehicles post the COVID-19 pandemic?
Now look, there's Lekota resolutions that needs implementation, and we are engaging government. Since we've got a new minister, we're engaging with the Ministry of Transport to make sure that the Lekota resolutions, among others, are implemented successfully. So we are in support, and we are pushing that agenda of the implementation of the Lekota resolution, because amongst them there's a formalization and transformation of the taxi industry. Remember that the subsidy issue also is an agenda that we are still pursuing with government.
Tsebe, we appreciate your time. Thank you very much for coming on tonight. The President of the South African National Taxi Council, Abner Tsebe.